Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about something pretty concerning regarding Doctor Who's future, because we've been going backwards and forwards now when it comes to Doctor Who's future post next year, because we know that there's a spin-off coming, we know that there's season 2, a Christmas special coming this year, and there's presumably going to be one next year as well. And it looks like that, well, beyond that, we thought we had confirmation. I think one of my previous videos where I spoke about the Graham Norton show, basically confirming that the show was going to have a future, and that there was going to be filming next year for season 3, which would have then aired in 2026. But when that episode was actually broadcast, despite journalists and audience members who were there and heard Ncuti's comments, when that episode of the Graham Norton show was broadcast, yeah, that comment was missing. So let's have a look at this, because the Mirror have done a report, an exclusive report apparently. So let's dive into it and talk about it, because yeah, it does kind of invoke something in the Doctor Who fandom. So yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so, exclusive BBC Doctor Who's future up in the air amid doubt over Ncuti Gatwa's return after mysterious edit. In a recent interview with TV host Graham Norton, Ncuti Gatwa was asked about the sci-fi show, only for a certain part of his response to be left out of the final cut. So, here we go. The wait there is now a big question mark over whether the Scottish actor returns at all, according to insiders. And at the weekend, he added to the intrigue surrounding the BBC One's drama's future when told Graham Norton he was filming the third series next year, only for the remark to be mysteriously edited out when the chat show aired. So what on earth is actually going on with this brand? Well, whilst writing in the latest episode of the Doctor Who magazine, Russell T Davies officially confirmed that Disney will not decide whether to renew its funding deal with BBC Studios until after the second series starring Ncuti airs, probably in May next year. And this is the quote: "The decision to commission season 3 won't be made until season 2 is transmitted, and that's always been the deal since the start. Hey, we might even have a day off," Russell said, and 3 writers have started working on scripts for the future, but they are about to park them because of the upcoming hiatus caused by the wait for Disney's decision next summer. So parking them, that's a very interesting phrase there. It's a big deal because the US streamer's cash injection for the first 2 series is thought to total to £1 million, which doubled or even trebled the budgets for each episode. I feel like that was disproven though. Pulling out could mean a return to all-star budgets, which would surely be a huge step backwards. Whatever happens, any future series is unlikely to film until the start of 2026, as time needs to be allowed for scripts to be pulled together and guest stars to be booked, and that means no new Doctor Who on screen until 2027, with or without Disney cash. Couldn't Russell just get the whole series ready to go either way? Absolutely not, sources say, arguing that it would be impossible to fully plan 8 episodes of action without knowing the scale of budget. It massively affects the stories and the scripts, one insider said. It's much harder to film a battle scene with 800 aliens, for instance, if there isn't a budget for CGI or some spectacular staging. And where does this leave the bleeding man Ncuti? Doctors from the reboot era typically stay for 3 series before leaving, with Jodie Whittaker, Stephen Capaldi, I think they mean Peter there, and Matt Smith each loosely following this model, excluding specials. The 15th Doctor put the cat among the pigeons last week when Norton asked about Doctor Who, and replied, "It's all going well. We did the second series this year, the Christmas special is coming up at Christmas, and we are filming a third series next year. The final remark was edited out of the broadcast version, leaving some fans wondering what it all meant." So one insider said that everything is up in the air and they need to brace themselves for a 2-year wait for a new series once this next one airs. "We have been told that nothing will be filmed for Doctor Who in 2025. What? And then the ongoing doubt about Ncuti's involvement in any third run also stems from rumours he is keen to capitalise on his high profile since becoming Doctor Who, and also landing a cameo in Barbie, his first taste of Hollywood. He's also going to be in his first West End play, Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest, so that's very interesting there. and if he did go on to do other things, no one would blame him. He's hardly likely to sit on his hands for the next couple of years whilst everyone waits to find out what's happening with Doctor Who. The truth is there's a chance he simply won't be able to film again in 2026. And then there's the ratings. The Doom Mongers always point out in the heyday of David Tennant and Matt Smith, there was an audience of 8 million compared to the less of 4 million now, but obviously, TV is consumed differently, that is true. Viewing figures are still important to an extent, but it's not doing as badly as people are thinking. But I think it is probably still not in a healthy shape, or as healthy as, people would like. So it feels though Doctor Who's future is hanging in balance, with US reports claiming that Disney executives were left underwhelmed by Ncuti's debut season. No viewing figures are made public, so it's hard to tell how it did in terms of audience size. But the Disney original productions boss Liam Keelan did describe Doctor Who as a great fit. So there is a chance that it could survive. Like it could survive beyond the season 2 with the Disney deal. Who knows? But for now, fans will have to make do with the spin-off series, The War Between the Land and the Sea, featuring the ominous Sea Devils to plug the gap in 2026 and make the most of it. So is that getting delayed then till 2026? Because it was originally meant to be next year. Interesting. So I'm looking forward to whatever happens with Doctor Who. I've got to admit though, this whole thing, it's happening, we're getting a third season so it's not happening, and there's been constant, rewrites of this history of what's actually going on with Doctor Who's future. Russell is saying a lot of contradictory stuff, and it's kind of making me think, okay, what's actually going on? Because Russell was originally so confident that Doctor Who was just going to be no more gap years, we're back, we're building an empire, and this is going to be great. Whereas now it's kind of some things are happening, they might be happening here, they might not be happening, we don't actually know. And it doesn't strike me as being confident. And I think as well, when it comes to the future of the show, that we need to see some information when it comes to future plans very soon, at least in my opinion. Because Doctor Who, it's still a big name, despite despite what people say, it still is a big name. And it does make me think as well that with the future of the show in balance, really, is Ncuti wanting to stay on? Because he is becoming a big name, and I imagine he will want to move on to bigger things. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you think Doctor Who will have a 2-year gap? And do you think that The War Between the Land and the Sea will fill in that gap? I think that's pretty much a safe bet. We'll get the 5 episodes releasing at some point during the next year. In 2 years' time. And then, 2027 we'll get some form of Doctor Who. But I'll be honest, it's looking less likely that it'll feature Ncuti. Unless he has a handful of specials or something. Because they did also pinpoint in that article that a few of the Doctors did finish on specials as well. So that might happen with Ncuti, maybe. But anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support. Take care, love you all, and peace.